Greetings, beautiful ones. This is Camellia, and I'm coming to you from the beautiful state of Texas. And so today we're going to discuss another key to finding your bliss in the midst of pain. And so we know that the project that we are working on is finding your bliss in the midst of pain, the 9 keys to trusting yourself and living an extraordinary life. We are working to ensure that this project is launched May 2015. But in the interim, we are creating these videos so that you can get a peek into what the book is going to be about, and what you could possibly learn. So the tips that we will share with you will be, like I said, small tidbits of what is actually in the book, but the book will actually go through and give you detailed options concerning those tips. So today we're going to discuss something that kind of crosses the mental, spiritual, and physical part of finding your bliss in the midst of pain. So, and that key is actually going to have to do with your eating habits. Because a lot of times, a lot of us get derailed, or when we get derailed, we have a tendency to negate the proper steps to make sure that we are eating well and that we are taking care of our body temple. So before we go into the tips, I want to recommend a book that I've used, that I continue to use, and it is called Heal Thyself for Health and Longevity. And the author of this book is Queen Afua, AFUA. It is a marvelous book. It takes you into different steps that you can use to cleanse the body temple, gives you different techniques of how to prepare food, what foods to prepare. Now, I will let you know that for her main point, I guess I can say, is moving to being a vegetarian. Now, please understand that when I share this information with you, it is not our intent to try to move you from one belief to another. It is really just giving you information that you can use. And as I've always said in my videos, is that I hope that you find value in what I'm sharing. And the things that you do find value in, use it. If you don't, then just discard it. There's no harm. There's no hurt feelings or anything of that nature, because we do recognize that everything is not for everyone. But I will say that it is imperative and important to make sure that you find or get into a good rhythm or understanding of what it's going to take to make sure that you take care of the body. So I'm going to read an excerpt part from her book, Hints for Natural Living in Fasting. And so we know that fasting is a great way to bring balance to yourself mentally, physically, and most importantly, spiritually. So It is not something that you have to do. I would suggest that, maybe pick a day out of the week or a couple of days out of each month that you actually fast, so you give your body a break from the work that it has to do to break down the different foods and things like that that we are consuming, so that you learn to move into this place of rest, because not only does your mind needs rest, your body needs rest, and that internal part of your body also needs rest. So here goes. Most illnesses are the result of shattered dreams, unfulfilled goals, empty promises in one or many areas of your life. To change your karma, that means action and reaction. Do things that make you blissful. Don't wait to live. This is all the life you have. You and your freedom and bliss await your heart at this very moment. Live every moment fully, as if it were your first and your last. As you develop this blissful state, the internal war that goes on within your body temple that takes the form of disease or dis-ease begins to diminish, and your eating habits begin to reflect this process. What we eat relates to our state of mind. For example, when you eat or desire fried foods, you're usually angry or bitter. When you desire dairy, you're in need of nurturing. When you desire meat, you're feeling aggressive, or you are attracting aggression to you. When you are consuming a great deal of starch, it is because you are feeling unfulfilled. On a positive note, when you eat a lot of fruit, it brings out a sweet disposition, a bright, beautiful thoughts. When you eat green vegetables, it brings out and reflects inner peace. So I'll give you a couple of seconds to think about that. It is important that we treat this body temple with respect, with love, with patience, and with kindness. And we can do that more effectively by the way we eat and the things that we eat. Learn to, when you sit down for your meals, to schedule those meal times where you're not being rushed, so that you can take time to chew your food. And little things like that. We are so on the go these days. The average individual takes about 5 to 10 minutes to eat a complete meal. And what that does is your body doesn't know when it's full, because it hasn't processed the food that you're putting in your mouth. So, and I know it sounds strange. It's like, oh my goodness, now she's trying to tell me how to eat. No, I am giving you tips to help you understand how important eating and the way you eat is. So we talked about eating, making sure that we're eating lots of fruits and vegetables and different things like that. And particularly ladies, understand, the old adage or comment is that you are what you eat. And it is so true. I challenge you to incorporate more fruits and vegetables into your diet. And as you do that, um, those of you who are married or in committed relationships and different things like that, notice the reactions from your mate, because it really will impact how you smell, how your body tastes, and different things like that. So please take to heart that you are what you eat. You know, um, I want you to not only, just meditate or just worry about the outside or physical parts of your world. We have to also make sure that the internal parts of us are working properly. And to do that again is by making sure that we're eating properly. Now, as you noticed, I mentioned fasting. Now, there's several different ways that you can fast, and so in the book we will discuss, different fasts that you can partake in, different lengths of fast. There are different. Queen of Food talks about a 21-day fast, and so that 21-day fast can happen, monthly, quarterly, yearly. Different things like that. There are some fasts that are 3 days, 5 days, 7 days. Some fast will take you through no sugars, different things like that. Or you can fast from sodas, pops, soft drinks, depending on where you are and what you call them, different things like that. So I encourage you to take the necessary steps and do whatever it takes to take care of this body temple, because it's the only one you have. It is the only one you have. And if you don't treat it right, guess what? No one else will. And so that's what this journey is really all about. It's really about learning how to take care of you, learning how to love you, so you create that world of blissfulness, so that everyone, when they walk into your space, they understand and they know what is required. There are no surprises. There are no needs to, as some of people in my space and my soldiers particularly would say, no need to beat the dead horse, because you keep repeating stuff over and over and over. But if you're repeating things but you're not behaving within what you're saying, then people are not going to take you to heart. They're not going to really buy into what you're saying. So it is up to you to make sure that you treat yourself the way that you want someone else to treat you. Now, so we've talked about the body temple and as it pertains to what we eat. So I'm going to show you again the book that I recommend that you read. And throughout the videos up until the launching of Finding Your Bliss in the Midst of Pain, the 9 keys to trusting yourself and living an extraordinary life, we will continue to recommend different books. Even in our book, we will recommend other books that you can cross-reference and different things like that. So the book is Heal Thyself for Health and Longevity. And so you can get to see what it actually looks like. You can actually find it on Amazon. Barnes and Nobles, the online, and so you can order it online and have it shipped to you. It is fairly inexpensive, so I truly recommend that you make this a part of your library. So before we bring our time to an end, I am going to also remind you of the importance of bringing things into, not bringing, but doing things to bring what you need into your life. So we are very in tuned into the importance of affirmations, and we use them regularly, daily actually. And so I would suggest that you incorporate these activities into your lifestyle and live, by the thought of, finding bliss in the midst of pain. So what you will find is that if you use these steps as a mean of purification, as a means of cleansing, they will help you to accomplish your goals, and create success in your life across the board. Because that's really what this journey is really about, is understanding what our purpose is and then moving forward into it. So, an affirmation for today. I practice forgiveness so that I too may be forgiven, for it is the will of the Creator. So, I hope and I pray that you have found and that you will find value in this video and in all the videos that we present to you. If you do, use it. If you don't, discard it. Because like we said in the beginning, and we always say, everything is not for everybody, and we understand that, and we are clear and accepting of that. You can find us, as always, here on YouTube. You can find us on Facebook at Camellia Strong Rising Star. And you can also find us on Twitter at Rising Star LC. And here's to loving you with all the love in my heart, and wishing and praying that you are living a life of love, peace, happiness, and abounding abundance. Namaste. Bye.